and I want to share something that happened to me yesterday. I went to the grocery store and then I was living with two very overloaded bags, and then I was struggling to juggle them and my kids at the same time. And out of the nowhere, one old guy that was around came to me and he said, "I'll carry one for you." And then he carried that one. I could open my car, and then he helped me accommodate my groceries in the car. And that was maybe, I don't know, 1 minute or two, but it felt so nice. And I really appreciated his moment of kindness to me. So he didn't wait for a thank you. He just helped me to my car and then walk away. And that small gesture made me seen and made me feel happier, and it made my day. So it reminded me that kindness can show up in the simple ways. Hi. What if I told you that being kind isn't just good for others, but is also good for your own brain? Prepare to discover the jaw-dropping neuroscience behind every compassionate act. This isn't just about feeling good. It's about unlocking profound changes in your well-being and even society itself, all through the power of kindness. Your brain doesn't measure connection in messages. It measures in chemistry. So one small kind of kindness can change someone's entire days. But what if it also changed your brain? Kindness is not just a moral idea, it's biology, a real measurable force inside your brain that affects stress, happiness, and even how long you live. When you perform, nobody witness, when you perform or even witness an act of kindness, your brain releases a powerful mix of chemicals. And then these are dopamine, oxytocin, and serotonin. Dopamine provides reward, oxytocin provides connection, and serotonin provides stability. This is sometimes called a helper's high, but is more than a feeling. It is a full neurological reaction and a chemical reaction in your brain. Studies have shown that acts of kindness activates the brain reward system, the same system triggered by food, by achievement, by music. So, oxytocin lowers cortisol, your heart rate slows, and your body relaxes, and you are overall more happy. So, if kindness feels so good, why aren't we doing it more? So we are more busy, more digital, more isolated, and without realizing it, we are cutting ourselves from one of the most powerful biological tools we have. Kindness doesn't just feel good in the moment, it reshapes your brain, and the benefits last longer than the simple moment of the act of kindness. So it has been proved that repeated act of kindness strengthens neural pathways linked to empathy, also improve emotional regulation and resilience. In simple terms, the more kind you are, the easier it becomes. Research has shown that kindness is linked to lower anxiety, reduced depression, and greater life satisfaction because it pulls you out of your own head and connects you to others. Kindness doesn't stop with one person, it spreads. When someone receives kindness, the brain chemistry changes too, making them more likely to pass it on. So you don't need big you don't need big acts of kindness to get those benefits. Just simple gestures like make eye contact and smile, say hi, a genuine compliment boosts serotonin for both people. Helping without being asked, that triggers the full chemical response. Being present, not in the phone when someone is talking to you. So giving your attention to someone else who may need to talk. These are moments that are small, simple, and easy to do, but are biologically powerful. So kindness isn't just something you give, It's something your brain needs, because when you help someone else, you are also healing yourself. So there are several acts of kindness that have had a positive impact in the society, in the news, and I'm gonna tell you now three of them that have been very small but very powerful in the outcome. So in the UK, a man named Nathan Newby noticed someone acting strangely outside a hospital. Instead of ignoring him, he chose to engage. He talked to him, stayed calm, and showed empathy. The man turned out to be planning to put a bomb at the hospital. So during that conversation, something unexpected happened. The attacker opened it up and even asked for a hug. Newby kept talking until the police arrived, and then the attack was prevented. So this is a perfect example of how kindness can deactivate threat responses. Empathy literally interrupted a violent outcome. There is another case of a woman named Ruth. She was a cancer survivor who changed thousands of lives. So her name was Ruth Chip Spalding, and she survived breast cancer. Years later, she started anonymously sending flowers to other patients going through the same treatment that she went. Not once, not twice. She did that for over a decade. Each bouquet came with a simple message from a friend. The impact: patients reported feeling hopeful, with more emotional strength, and less alone during one of the hardest moments of their lives. So here, the kindness didn't resolve the disease, but it changed the psychological experience of those suffering from cancer, which is deeply tied to recovery and resilience. So this small act of sending flowers can change someone experiencing pain, fear, and isolation. There is also the example of an influencer who met an 88 years old veteran who was struggling financially. Instead of walking away, he listened and he shared his story online. What happened next? Millions of people responded and started to help, and he raised $1.7 million to support the veteran. This is another example that when an act of kindness is put out there, it can resonate and replicate and become bigger. So one emotional connection triggered a mass collective response. So kindness not only stays between two people, it also multiplies, and it can mobilize thousands towards the same objective. So these aren't just nice stories. Of course they are, but they are also biological events. And in every one of these moments, the oxytocin in the brain of the person involved increased, fear decreased, and human behavior shifted. That's the neuroscience of kindness in action. So tell me something. What is an act of kindness that have changed your life? Someone receiving unexpected help, some emotional reaction, maybe it was small, someone who listened when no one else did, a stranger who showed up in the right moment, a simple gesture that meant anything, everything. What was that act of kindness that changed your life? So if you have a story of kindness that someone has been nice to you and that have brightened your day or changed your life, please share it, because your story might be the reason someone else believes in kindness again. And I want to share something that happened to me yesterday. I went to the grocery store and then I was living with two very overloaded bags, and then I was struggling to juggle them and my kids at the same time. And out of the nowhere, one old guy that was around came to me and he said, "I'll carry one for you." And then he carried that one. I could open my car, and then he helped me accommodate my groceries in the car. And that was maybe, I don't know, 1 minute or two, but it felt so nice, and I really appreciated his moment of kindness to me. So he didn't wait for a thank you. He just helped me to my car and then walk away. And that small gesture made me seen and made me feel happier, and it made my day. So it reminded me that kindness can show up in the simple ways. So tell me your story, and if you liked the video, give it a like, subscribe, and see you soon with more stories of kindness. Bye.